The Hollywood Blondes have joined me here.
That's right, the Hollywood Blondes have joined you, Gordon Sully, and other people all over the world that want to see the Hollywood Blondes. So come on down to the arenas, because we're going to be in your area very, very soon. Woo! Well, I want you to meet hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, baby, just like Tommy Rich did. Wanted Tommy Rich, Ole Anderson, the family is ready, baby. I ain't out here jiving, I'm not out here playing, baby. From now on, we mean business, right, Eddie? That's right, Gordon. You know what Tommy Rich is going to have to do? Instead of leaving the area or getting out of wrestling, he better get on the next space shuttle that's going to outer space, because when hot stuff gets through, I don't care anywhere, I want him. You better get a stretcher, pal. You better get a stretcher.
Well, I've asked the Long Riders if they can join me over here, because I've got something I'd like to talk over with them. And I am referring, of course, to the match that they held recently against Tommy Wildfire Rich and Brad Armstrong in the Omni. And, well, a rather disastrous turn of events.
You know what? There's no more Brad Armstrong. He got smart and left. But this dumb bleached blonde, Tommy Rich, is hanging around. Well, boy, we're going to have to teach you a lesson again. I guess you're just a little slow. It's going to take a second time before you learn the lesson.
Show the people.
Yeah, show the people what we do. Show the people,
I'll tell you what, gentlemen.
Tell the people.
If you'll just be quiet a moment, let's take a look.
What do we do? We beat them up.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at this situation. And so it is indeed a situation here with the Long Riders against Tommy Wildfire Rich and Brad Armstrong. And, all right, there you see Jimmy Hart lending his commentary to the entire situation. This, of course, is a situation where things did not go well for Tommy Wildfire Rich and Brad Armstrong, as you can see, but there was plenty of outside interference, and the Long Riders seem to move extremely well when they've got all of the outside help that they need. Aid being administered at this particular time, and in a moment, I'm going to be talking to Tommy Wildfire Rich about this entire situation.
I got a lot to say, Gordon, and I don't know how long I got to do it. But what I'm saying, I want that camera on me. You know, it hurts to have to come out here and say, you got your tail whipped. Well, that's exactly what happened to me at the Omni. Abdullah, look right here, brother. Look, right there, $1,000 bounty reward. You know, Jimmy Hart, you talking about you laying out money to get people hurt. You're not even enough man to get in the ring. You don't have the guts, the fortitude, the desire, nothing. But I'll say one thing about you, Hart, that I have picked up from you. You're smart. You're a smart man, because you went out, you laid your bounty out, and you got people after Tommy Rich. But what I'm talking about is, right there, Abdullah, look, right there's your bounty, Jimmy Hart. We're talking about, we're coming after you, Abdullah the Butcher. You know, I thought of all the people, who can Tommy Rich get? I fought men all over the country. Who's the toughest man Tommy Rich has ever fought in his life? And I got to thinking, it's Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah the Butcher, man. I dreamt about it at night. So I got on the telephone. And you know, Hart, you said one thing. Money will buy anything. And you know what? I found out you was exactly right. Because what I went out and did, I had to go borrow some money. But in order for me to get at you, the Long Riders, I don't care how much money it takes. We're coming after you with everything we got. So what I'm telling you, Hart, you get all the bounties that you want. I'm talking about, I got Abdullah the Butcher. You know, he don't care. He don't feel no pain. So Jimmy Hart, you little wimp, bring it on. Anytime, anywhere, any place. Abdullah, yeah, bring it on, Hart.
Here we're bringing on a very special...
So the guy behind him.
They're rough, and Hart is behind them with some money.
Boy, I'll tell you, no question about it. We were involved, and we happened to see a match that we want to show you now. A match involving Tommy Rich and Bob Roop. We're just going to see the tail end of it. We're going to be taking a look at the Long Riders. They're going to be doing the talking about it. They were the ones that were involved. And if we can right now, let's go to the interview and that thing involving Tommy Rich and the Long Riders.
With me, of course, the National
It's
Tag
the Long
Team.
Riders. Let me tell the people who you are talking to there, Shorty. Hey, you're talking to the Long Riders. Now I want to direct myself to Mr. Brad Armstrong. Hey, you know, your dad had a little bit more brains than you. He never did step in the ring with us. We tried. We tried to get him to come in the ring against us, but he wouldn't. But you did. Now you know better. And now you're gone. So, Mr. Rich, who was your partner, you keep returning. You keep coming back. You're like a dumb dog. You know, my dog, when I teach him to sit and to stay, it only takes 1 or 2 times. Rich, you've been back 2 and 3 times. Let me tell you something, Rich. You're starting to really get on my brother Scott Hogg's nerves. Tell him about it, Scott Hogg.
You know what? I think all the bleach he used on his hair has done gone down into his brains. We got a little tape here. Let's roll it and show him what we do to him. Yeah, you're going to see it right here, people, how we knock people around, how we beat them up. You know what you're going to say? It takes 2 of us. Yes, it takes 2 of us, but we don't care. We just like to beat people up so much, we do it together. I like beating people up, and so does my brother.
If he don't get on out of here
right now. You know, I want them to look real good at this man on my T-shirt. Hank Williams Jr. You know, he fell off a cliff, almost killed himself, but he came back. You know, Jimmy Hart, you laid out your $1,000 bounty. You're a big, bad, tough, little punk wimp. You ain't no kind of man because you ain't got the guts to get in the ring. So you got to hire people like the Long Riders. You hired guys like the Long Riders to collect your bounty. You paid $1,000. Well, you pay $1,000 because they ain't got the job done yet. Tommy Wildfire Rich is still walking. And whether it be the crazy man from Sudan Abdullah the Butcher, whether it be Stan Hansen, whether it be Thunderbolt Patterson, whether it be Ole Anderson, anytime, anywhere, any place, you bring your boys on, Hart. I'm ready.
Really looking to be on tour. Columbus, Mansfield, Toledo, really. I'm going to be looking for you, Bob Roop. I remember that parking lot. Don't forget, I got a memory like an elephant. I'm going to be right with you, Tommy.
You know what it amounts to, Ronnie? We ain't been on tour in a long time. Toledo, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. We coming to all them towns. You know, Jimmy Hart, you little wimp, I know you're going to be in some of them. And you put a bounty on me, and you ain't got the job done. I'm going to get you.
I'll be watching them. Starting goalie. I want to say something. I want to say something about this Tommy Rich. You know, I'm tired of hearing all the people say Tommy Rich this, Tommy Rich that, Tommy Rich this. Let me tell you something about Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich is dumber than dogs in my neighborhood, you know. When I just moved into my neighborhood, there were some ranging dogs. They came into my yard. I beat them up and kicked them out of the yard, and they don't come back. But Tommy Rich, he continues to come back after being beat up and beat up. We beat up all of his partners. Name a partner we didn't beat up. We have beat all of his partners, and he keeps coming back. Tommy Rich, you're an ignorant man. You keep messing with us, and you won't even know what man is. You won't know women.
You sound a little nervous to me.
Nervous? We're not nervous. Tommy should be nervous.
Right now,
we're
here's
gonna beat
a
him up.
special word.
NWA Wrestling will be held tonight in Chattanooga, Tennessee at Memorial Auditorium. Match time is 8:30. On Tuesday, January 8th, Toledo, Ohio at the Sports Arena. Match time is 8 p.m. Wednesday, January 9th, Mansfield, Ohio, the local 7-Eleven Union Hall. Match time 8 p.m. On Thursday, January 10th, Wheeling, West Virginia, the Wheeling Civic Center. Match time 8 p.m. On Friday, January 11th, Cleveland, Ohio at the Convention Center at 8:30. And Saturday, January 12th, Columbus, Ohio at the Fairgrounds.
There you see them, Long Riders, the National Tag Team Champions. And they're getting set to see action now against Mark Hill and Joshua Stroud, an Australian tag team match. Joshua Stroud, by the way. Well, they'll be there shortly, gentlemen. Joshua Stroud is a young man who has just signed on with the Orlando Renegades in the United States Football League. He's an outstanding athlete, wrestles in the off-season, is not terribly experienced in the pro ranks of wrestling, but as you can see, an extremely powerful man. Mark Hill moving out first.
Well, make up your mind here. Let's go, huh?
All right, it's Mark Hill first, moving out against the Long Riders, and the Long Riders very quickly getting a side headlock on Mark Hill.
Come on over here.
Remember, this is one fall, 10-minute time limit. Wow, what a forearm across the chest. Hill caught with a boot into the chest. And the tag is made. Hog and Wild Bill. And another forearm on Mark Hill, and Mark Hill's got some problems now as he's trying to get it together, and they just continue to, well, there's nothing fancy about the Long Riders, that's for sure. Just brute power and strength. The tag is made. Joshua Stroud moves in. And Stroud battling his way now as they try to double team him. And Stroud is indeed a powerful individual. He's giving away some height, no question about that. But in the strength department, I have a hunch he's right in there with him. Stroud caught again in the midsection. And a series of forearms across the back drives Stroud to his knees. He's back on his feet. And he's battling away for all he's worth. Irish whip off the ropes. Good move by Stroud as he moved up and over his man, caught. Stroud brought up into a full body slam and driven back into the ropes. The tag is made. Stroud trying to keep him tied up, but I don't think he was aware of the tag itself. Side headlock. And they caught him in the throat. Stroud in trouble now. Stroud firing back, fires again to the midsection. And a takedown by Stroud, but look at the way the Long Rider turned that to his own advantage. Got to give the man credit.
Let's go. Beat him up. Ride your
Stroud circling his man. And it's the Long Rider, one step ahead of him. Stroud driven back against those ropes, trying to hang in there. Leapfrog by Stroud up and over his man. Got him with a drop kick, and the Long Rider is down. And Stroud charges him again. Good block into the midsection. Another series of blocks into the midsection. And it's Stroud trying to turn things around on the Long Rider. Charged in, but that time was caught.
That's it.
And that
Hey, man, come on.
caught him right on the side of the jaw.
Hey, cheer him
Stroud in a
out.
lot of trouble now.
Yeah.
And so the Long Riders begin to dominate the situation. Caught him with a knee coming off the ropes. And Stroud having a lot of problems now. He has dished out a lot of punishment, but he's taken a lot of punishment. Stroud makes the tag. Mark Hill moves in. Hill firing away with lefts and rights now to the midsection into the jaw. And Mark Hill exploding. Mark Hill scoring effectively, but caught. A forearm across the back, another forearm, but boot to the midsection that drives him back to the canvas. And he drives that flat of the foot right into the chest cavity of Mark Hill. Has him all the way up on that top rope.
Beat him up, Hog. Beat him up, Hog.
And Hogg moving in on him now. Brother. Massive strength. A count of three. The count of three. And the unquestioned victors in this match are indeed the Long Riders.